In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to edit a MAVIS document and some of the features available inside the MAVIS document as well. So to open up the MAVIS document, you just double click on it and it opens up as long as it's in the right workflow step. If you want to know more about the workflow steps and which ones are locked, please look at the video which is labelled the copy workflow. Okay, so this is a MAVIS document. There are already some text in here, and you might want to add some more. So looking at this window here, what we're seeing is a very simple text editor, and at the bottom left-hand corner you have the option to increase the size. So this will just increase your view size, so increase it to 150 like this. The bottom right hand corner, this is telling you how many words we have on here and also how many characters. And this is auto updates all the time as well. So as we were writing the text, we've written some text here. Now we might have some more text. I've already got some at hand, so I've just pasted that in. As you can see, what I just did then, you can actually copy and paste text from various places if you need to, but you know it's very simple just to write directly inside the editor, like I showed you before. So all of this text has what we call the same style or tag, and the default tag for your text is send share body copy, and that's this bit here. So it's really simple. What I would recommend is that you just write all of your copy in one tag, and then before you send it over to someone else to review, then mark it up with the other tags. So what I mean by tags, what they are descriptive ways of defining what the text is. So you might want to define this top piece of text as being something else. So we have all these other tags available. So what do all these tags mean? Okay, so we have the print title, and that is a word or a short phrase in a large type at the top of the document. So it's the headline. We have the slug here, which is a key word or phrase that identifies the news story whilst it's being prepared. We have the credits here as well. You can choose the credits. We have different types of credits here, and that text is following the story or picture to acknowledge its source. We have the intro, and the intro is the first paragraph containing the most newsworthy part of the news story. In features and documentaries, the intro may just be led by a reader or listener into the story. The subhead is a small headline below the main headline, or a small headline inserted in the body of the story to visually break up a long column of type. The body copy, which is the default, is the main text for a story. The box is a box out, often associated with some aspect of a main story on the same page. Pull quote, which is a significant quote which you want to pull out and highlight. And we have caption, which is a short piece of text placed below or beside pictures to describe them and identify photographers or the owners. So that's what all the tags are, and all you need to do is select the text. So we would select the text and choose from one of these tags. So you only use the options which have a send share marker against them. So I want this to be the print title, and as you can see, the text changes, so that tells you that the text is different. So this bit here, this might be my intro as an example. And if I were to click on the actual text, you can see that this changes every time you select it. So that's gone to print title, that's now intro, and that's now body copy. So that's the way in which you can see the different types of text. So you can see visually that they look slightly different, and then when you click your cursor on the particular text, it will then change as well at the top. You might want something to be bold or italic, or bold and italic. So you just select the text like again, and you choose from one of these options. So you can save, if you can click on this disk icon and send a version to the Sencha server. So this is just copying, because as you have something open, you're actually working locally on your machine, and so this is just like a safe, or you might want to do it as a point in time before you start making some changes to your text, so that you could always go back, or you could always go back at least and pull perhaps a certain paragraph which you may have deleted before. So they're nested versions, which are when you're looking at the version history, just visually they're nested behind the most up-to-date version. And I'll talk about versions in a later video. Okay, so the in-copy editor also does auto-save, and it's auto-saving every 5 minutes on your local machine as well. So you have the auto-save every 5 minutes on your local machine, and then you have the ability to save a version to the Sencha server. Other features which we have here as well, so you can have, so we have, if we right click, there's a few more features here. The keyboard shortcuts for copy and pasting works. So we also have find and replace as well, so you can find certain words and replace them. So if we want, so if I replace all, did you see that change there? So yeah, that's available to you as well. And there are also some of the special characters as well. So the we've got the single quotes and the open and closing quotes. So that's the double quote and single quotes. So if I were to add this, so this will add the curly quote, which the typographer's quote. So if I put an open quote here and a closing quote here, so that's the quotes available to you as well. And as we've been doing this, you know, this has been auto-updating with the amount of words which we have on screen as well. These are some of the other options which you might need. We have dashes, we have hard returns if you wish. So the reason why you're styling it up here is so that what's going to happen is, by marking and assigning these different tags and these different styles to these different words and adding these quotes and doing it all here, what it means is it allows us to reuse this content in different formats. So because the back end of MAVIS is XML, and XML is a universal language, and which means that we can use this in different platforms. So whether that be web, whether that be print, another printed edition, whether that be iPad, you know, we have all these other options available to us. So if you don't mark it up properly, what will happen is when we start putting it into different platforms, it will require more of a manual intervention, because the text, the system won't know where to put things because the text hasn't been tagged correctly. So it's really important that we get this sorted here, and it gets tagged correctly at this point. From a print perspective, which is where you're probably most familiar with, is what we're asking the designers to do is create their templates. So this all these tags, I mean, all of these tags are, at the moment, when they get placed onto a page, they are styled differently, so that the designer will know what's what. So therefore, again, it's important that it's done so that they know what's the headline, what's the body copy, what's the intro. But we're also asking the designers to set up their templates so that when it does get placed on page, It then styles up automatically in the magazine's style.